Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Sri. I have Abe here who will join me during the demo. We're part of CWM Solutions team, right? Uh, let's dive in. So yesterday we presented fleet upgrade solutions, fleet upgrade use case, right? So we it it allows user to build the MOPs and then perform the image verifications or checks against the devices, and then allow users to deploy or run the upgrade activities. Right. So today I would like to dig deep and showcase how we can modify the mobs using the UI that we have built. So the so we'll go through. We'll try to modify the mobs that are out of the box. So we ship three different default mobs, one for each OS type that the upgrade supports. So XR, XE, and Juniper. We can use them out of the box to run the upgrade. We can clone them and then customize, right? And now the scenario is we want to rearrange, modify some of these activities. We could do it. Now there could be a scenario wherein you want to build a new activity, right? There are two scenarios. One is you just want to execute a command and then check for a certain condition when the device on the device output, or you want to write an entirely new workflow altogether, right? Wherein you want to integrate with the ServiceNow or the external systems, to make any pre or post calls into these external systems and all. So I'll try to cover or showcase how that can be done for each of these individual cases. And also, we would like to use this time to show the fleet upgrade of June OS device that we have, right, as part of the demo. Right, I think let's switch to the demo. Okay, so when you install the CWM solutions, it brings in all the default mobs and the activities that we've built to be utilized as part of the mobs, right? So if I go to an XR, now the XR has all the 5 stages. So in the fleet upgrade is defined as 5 stages, and each stage can have different activities. We have pre-distribute, activate, commit, and post stages. Right. So let's say we want to customize this. Let's say we want to build a mob that does the distribute ahead of the time, and then a different mob to do the pre-checks, activate, committer, and then the post activity. So we can take the default mobs, make these changes, right? So it's as easy as cloning and start deleting the activities that we don't want, right? So I don't want anything other than just the distribute, right? So now I have XR distribute, right, for Cisco 8K, right? So I can save it, and now anytime I just want to do anything related to only distribute, then I can use this mob to run. Now, the distribute can have activities that are around distribute activities. So here we do disk space check. We distribute the image, and then we also run the upgrade matrix check, organize the XR to make sure the upgrade path is supported from the version that the OS has, right? So that's part of the distribute. Now, let's say I have a clone. Now I want to modify certain activities, right? Now, there is a MOP activity called command capture, right? It's written exclusively to capture the show commands on the device. We could add any sets of these activities. So if we want to capture any new command, we can make an edit to its configuration. Right? So I could say, I don't want these two, but I want to run show inventory or any other commands that we want to capture. And then we can group these commands. Let me save. Add. We can add new command capture. Group it. Let's say we want to run the commands related to the routing, right? I could route data, and then we could run it as part of pre and post, and that shows up. So now, since to run these activities, the command capture, we need to provide the configuration, right? That's where it identifies it's okay. It is dependent on the data, and that data needs to be provided. It's flagged, so user could go in and then start providing the configurations that are related to the route policy, right? Mm, whatever, I don't know if no, okay, that's not the okay, and then right. So now there are two kinds of activities. One, there are static. What we have seen is the second kind of activity that takes the configuration and then and works off of that configuration. The default MOP or the activities that we have built out of the box has both kinds. So what the static ones are node health check, redundancy check, or install, activate guards, and all of it. And the ones that takes the configuration are where we could modify or distribute image or activate and all of it. So each one of them are, I mean, there are documentations that explain what are the configurations or parameters that we could change during the distribute. Let's say we want to set the priority of what protocol to use to distribute the image. Is it an FTP, SFTP, or SCP? So you can order it. And the system will try to distribute using the SCP if it is the first priority. Then if it fails, it tries the fallback, and then if that fails, and then it tries the third one. So that's how it's implemented. So all of those settings and configurations can be modified and changed from within the MOP creation, right? So since we have created a MOP that just does the distribute, I can remove the distribute from here, drug policy as well, and you know, give XR activate. Right. So now, in order to do an upgrade, I could use a distribute, create a job ahead of time, and then it does the distribute, and then I can schedule and activate job using the activate MOP when I'm building the fleet upgrade, right? So here, if I would not run the job, but I'll just show what that means, right? I'll pick a random software image, and all the MOP activities that we've built for XR now shows up. If it is a distribute job that I'm trying to do, I could do the distribute, or if it is an activate a job, then I could do activate, and then I could see what all is done. Right now, this is just playing around with the pre-built activities, right? Or making some configuration changes to the pre-built activities. Let's say we want to, execute a command and then check for a certain state on the device that is not covered by any of the workflows that are shipped with the CWM solutions, right? Um, there are two ways. One, we can write a workflow altogether that sends a show command to the device via NSO, get back the response. There are API endpoints within the CWM solutions that supports the text FSM parsing. So whatever output that we get from the device can be sent for text FSM parsing. So then it applies what the template that is attached to the device output, and we can work with the parsed or extracted data. Right? The if that is the flow or that is the use case, then there is one more workflow that we have done that's called run and review. What it does is it executes the show command that we want to, and then takes the text FSM template as an input and runs the queries against the output or the extracted data, right? So let's say I was working with an XR security group, and one of the interesting thing that they have asked is it possible for us to create a pre-activity where, look at the AAA settings, and if the security type, secret type is between 8 and 10, then just prompt the user saying, okay, this is a strong device has a strong security mechanism. If it is less than 8, then just say it's a weaker, so that it's there, it's identified, and then it's there as part of the MOP that we have. So for that, usually what do is you run show running AAA. On the output, we want to extract, right? So if I go to the device, I hope I'm logged out, okay. Right, so I have secure, the type is 10, but what we are focused on is checking what is the secret type, right? So I need to extract this data out of the show command, and then write a query to say, is it falling within the 8 and 10? If not, I just say it is weaker. So the way we do it is, okay, you build a text FSM template. I mean, this is what I got when I asked the ChatGPT to, generate me a text FSM that extract just the secret type. So I got the secret text FSM. Now I need to convert that into an input that the workflow can take. So execute this show command. It's a exec CLI method. We could run HTTP queries as well. That means if we have a Juniper device, we can issue netconf requests commands. We could go to NSO RPC request and then get the response as a structured JSON and work off of it. Here we are executing show command, so the workflow knows what API to call on the NSO. and then we apply the text FSM template. It needs to be stringified today, but we are working on it. And after the template is applied, we need to run these expressions. The expression states, okay, if my secret is between 8 and 10, we're good. If it is not, just flag that. It's a warning. It's not a failure. It's just a warning that that will be flagged during the workflow execution, right? So now let's go back to the MOP, to the activate MOP. We could just say edit, or I can click on here, search for run and review, right, and add it. Verify. I want to run it as part of pre. So this is a generic, this is what we call as a generic MOP activity, because it can be used in any phase and it can be used to check any number of commands. Like it can be used repeatedly one after the other if you have a list of tasks that needs to be done, right? Now, it needs an input. I have this prepared data I'll use. And then I'll save it, right? Now, if next time when I use this activity, the secret type is verified, and if it is less than 8, it'll be flagged as warning as part of my upgrade job. And I'll go ahead and save it. And I can now use this. Now, let's say this doesn't fit the requirement. So let's say there was another ask or another new activity that I've implemented. So the ask was, okay, pull the SUDI certs from the device and then verify those against the XR, the Cisco CA root search that they, and validate that the device is actually an authentic XR device after it is rebooted, right? So the explanation that the XR team gave is, okay, it went through the reboot, so nobody knows what's happening, and then it came back. We want to, before we do anything to it, let's authenticate that it is really a valid device. So now what it required was, okay, we need to pull the certs, do the cert validation and all of it. The best place is to write a new NSO function pack. So we wrote a new NSO function pack that exposes an action, takes the device, and then does all the required activity. Now we can write a workflow that just calls this action as part of the fleet upgrade, and based on the output of that command, it could decide, it could say either it's a good to go or no, right? So that's a workflow. I think I've preloaded it. Let's see. Oh, verify SUDI. Yes, let's jump to it. What I have done. Here, okay. I'm trying to reach the San Jose lab server. Okay, there you go. Right. So it is, all it needs to do. Okay, that's not helpful. Okay. The begin. So there is there was a script that we used to just split out the skeleton of the workflow. It says begin task 1, task 2, task 3, states and all. So what we actually did as part of the begin is, these are again utility workflows, or a workflow that calls the NSO adapter API. So CWM ships NSO REST adapters. We can use them to make a call into NSO and execute any actions on the NSO, or to make any HTTP queries to the external, you know, external application. So here we have a wrapper workflow that takes the what method to execute, whether it is pre or post, and what is the action to call, right? What's the RESTconf endpoint to hit? So the new endpoint that we wrote is just action slash verify sudi, and the input that it takes is the device name. Now, when we are executing or writing any activity inside the MOP is driven by the fleet upgrade, right? Fleet upgrade job. So the if there are 10 or 20 devices, the job is scheduled for each one of these devices. So the controller of the job knows what device details are. So it injects those details into the workflow. Right here, if you see the app data, this is like NSO. If you are writing an NSO service or an action, there are this hidden data that the NSO injects as well, that we can go look into the service data and all. So it's just like that. So the app data is the data that holds the device name, the device version, all the details about the device for which we are running this activity. So we go pick up the device name and then we act on that device. So all the data is injected into the workflow by the system. Now, once this call is executed, all we need to do is validate whether it is successful or not. So if it is successful, then we just written a success status and a message, whatever message the action sent back to us, right? If it is a failure, and we mark the activity as failure, right? So it, all I took is one state that actually does the work activity execution. Rest of the states, they validate the command output, verify result, abnormal exit. These are all generic. So these are actually copied from rest of one of the pre-built activities. So you copy over the workflow. We don't start from the scratch, and then you remove the state that you don't want, and then start filling in the new state. So all I need to do is just add one new state that does the NSO activity execution, and rest of the states are all default, and I can reuse them, right? So once we have the new workflow activity, it is tagged, for fleet upgrade. I can go back to MOP and then start using it. Right? And here, so we can load the activity into the CWM and then just sync the activity back here. So the sync action, what it does is, if you have added new workflows, it goes, reads all the workflow definitions, identify the ones that are MOP activities, and then shows them up. Shows them as activities that are for a particular product series. We can say the activity can be used for all the device types or for a specific device types, and all of that is controlled by the tags on the workflow, right? I can now, let's say, part of activate, and then I have it as part of the activate SUDI, right? So now we could schedule the jobs to do the distribute. You can schedule the job to do the activate, and get the job done. That's, I think, pretty much what I had. We are over, but if you want to quickly show the Juniper job, you can.
We're pretty much behind on, but we're just going to show real quick the end-to-end flow upgrade using MOPs to upgrade an MX960, right? Oops.
Oh, you open the job.
Oh, this is
This is yours.
this is mine, 190.
You can directly jump to the job.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna okay. So we don't have time. Okay. So here I preloaded, I triggered it halfway through Sri's presentation. So pretty much we have an MX960 device here with target image 21R3 coming from 1819 or 181R. So we use the mop new. This was a custom one that I made earlier. So I just took off a couple of checks from a default mop for MX960, and then from there I triggered it. So here is the status of the upgrade with pre-distribute, activate, and post phases. And again, these steps are defined by the MOPs, and we can see extra info here. Show comparisons, just that, and then show details. And then that goes on for each phase. Then activate as well, and then post. And then here, so obviously this is a successful upgrade, but in the event that there's going to be a failure or an error, additional details will be seen here as well. So we just click on the detail, and if there's an error, you would see it there. And yeah, if you need to see an actual flow, you can see me on the booth outside, and I'll be more than happy to do an actual fleet upgrade end-to-end flow for you.
Yeah, we are at the booth.
Thank you very much. Very interesting presentation. Nice live demo. Any question, but very quickly. Sorry, we are a bit running out of time. But probably they can reach you at the booth,
Yes.
right?
We are at the booth.
We are on the booth.
See us.
Okay,
if you're
thank you very much.